CT Gates, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Life, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
It is time to eat some lunch and talk some sports. Welcome into a Monday edition of Sports Scene, the 1 hour version today, because Jeff Cardozo and I will bring you the On Deck show coming up at 1 o'clock. Giselle is going to produce today, and hopefully we'll keep her busy with your questions, your calls, and your comments. Wow, a lot went down this weekend. First of all, Gator sports. Lacrosse season's over. They went to the NCAA tournament, got bounced. Softball. Some people, a lot of angst about whether Florida would be a top 8 seed. I did not share that. They are indeed a top 8 national seed. They'll stay home for the regional and the super if they win the regional. Baseball, wow. I got to tell you, I felt for the crews that had to do those games. I've been through that a million times, and those rain delays are never fun. I mean, just a long weekend. But Florida won 2 out of 3. Now, here is the scenario for Gator baseball. They have moved up in the polls, and they are in really good shape to host a regional. Now, will they be a top 8 national seed and, stay here to host a super if they win a regional? Work to do there. But here, with the SEC tournament coming up, Georgia has won the SEC regular season championship, 21-6. They've won it without having to. If they got swept this weekend, they'd win it still. So congratulations to them. Here is where the logjam begins. Texas and Texas A&M are 16-10. Alabama and Auburn are 16-11. Florida, Mississippi State, and Arkansas are 15-12. Ole Miss is 14-13. Oklahoma and Tennessee 13-15. Florida holds tiebreakers over Arkansas and Oklahoma. Ole Miss holds the tiebreaker against Florida, and Auburn does too. So a lot is going to happen here this weekend. And here's the other interesting thing. Florida closes at LSU, the defending national champion. They have 9 league wins. That's it. If they were to sweep Florida, it would give them 12. Would they then sneak in to a regional with their RPI and all of that? They would have to sweep Florida in order to have any kind of a chance. Now, if you're LSU, what do? Do you say, look, we're going to play here and play to win this, to sweep this series, or do you say, you know what, we're going to just not do this. We're going to try to win the SEC tournament. That's an automatic bid. And then gear your pitching towards winning the SEC tournament. I'm anxious to see what LSU is going to do here. And the last weekend, it's going to be Ole Miss at Alabama, Arkansas at Kentucky, Georgia at Auburn. So Auburn has to face Georgia. But again, Georgia can do what I remember the year that Mississippi State won the national championship, and we were at the SEC tournament, and Mississippi State played Florida. And their fans were there. They were all geeked up, right? And they pitched nobody. And Florida hammered them. They got knocked out in two. There were two in barbecue, out. And their fans were wigging out. Well, here's the thing. They didn't have to win. They were going to be a national seed. They didn't have to worry about winning in the SEC tournament. So they rested regulars. They rested their pitchers. And guess what? It worked. They won the national championship. So a lot going on here. But I get your thoughts about baseball. With Florida softball, Texas State, Georgia Tech, Florida A&M come here. Look, I've had a lot of emails over the weekend with some fans a little nervous about Florida's pitching. I believe I'm right in this. I can go back and look. In their last 4 games, Florida's given up 10, 9, 9, and 9. Those were all to SEC teams. And let's face it, SEC teams hit pretty well. If Florida does that in this regional, I'll be stunned. Tim Walton's team seemed to have a way of ratcheting up a notch when regionals start. 12 teams from the SEC, 12 are in. Since 1997, the SEC's had 12 teams advanced to the Women's College World Series. Not just, but to the College World Series. So the way this is going to work, Alabama, the overall number 1 national seed. Texas, the defending national champion. The number 2 seed. Oklahoma, the 2026 SEC regular season champion. The 3 seed. Arkansas, the 5. Florida, the 6. Tennessee, 7. Georgia got a 10 seed. A&M, a 15 seed. LSU, a team that nobody talks about. Beth Dieter, the former Gator, claimed the number 16 seed. Ole Miss is going to the Lubbock Regional. Mississippi State going to Eugene at that regional. And South Carolina, with an overall record of 30-26, earned a spot in Los Angeles. Now going out west. So how about that? A pretty good haul, once again, for the SEC. All right. NBA. As a Knicks fan, I'm pretty happy. I can't, I'm watching yesterday, and I can't believe the shots the Knicks are making. They're shooting lights out. With Anunoby hurt. Imagine if he's... So I got to tell you, my normally pessimistic fan, because the Knicks have been, I'm beginning to change that, and that's scaring me because I'm having confidence in them. I'm not so sure I should, but they just blew out Philly. And you know what I feel bad about? I mean, look, I'm glad when my team goes to Philly and all those Knicks fans are there. That's pretty cool. But I wonder how the 76ers players feel when the tickets are purchased or whatever to Knicks fans. That's pretty bad. So anyway, those are some things we can talk about today. Chris Burke from the SEC Network is going to join us at 12:45 to look at the SEC and get his thoughts on the final weekend coming up. Don't forget, we are coming to you live today, as we always do, from the Gator Trim Light Studio. Pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting. They have you covered. Full color systems. You can program them right from your phone. They do really, really good work. Check them out, GatorTrimLight.com. As always, fueled by Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue in Gainesville. The best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Go see them in person. When you do, you know what to do. Tell them Sports Scene sent you over there. Giselle will get any texts you have. Don't forget our B&D Electric text line, 352-325-3777. And it's brought to you by B&D Electric, professional, reliable electrical service you can trust. Schedule at bdelectric.com. And the old-fashioned YouTube and Facebook, yep, talk to me. YouTube, Campus USA Credit Union, where Coach Spurrier does his banking, serving our community for 90 years. And the Facebook Live questions courtesy of Ruse Ogra State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida, car, home, casualty, and life insurance. All of our phone calls, guests, you, whoever, come to you via the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. 3 locations in Gainesville, 1 in Lake City to serve you better. Call them for the best MRI. It's affordable, too. And find out more at TitanMRI.com. The emails, srussell@WRUF.com, courtesy of the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. That is International Diamond Center. Great assortment of engagement rings, wedding bands, watches, just plain fine jewelry at International Diamond Center. And the first hour brought to you by our friends at Quality Plumbing. When you need a quality plumber, rely on the same company Gainesville's trusted since 1984. That company is Quality Plumbing. And all of our guests brought to you by Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. They won't back down. All right. I can tell it's going to be one of those days today, but we're going to try to slog through it. Byron, hello.
Hey, Steve, man. Thank you for your show, man, and we'll slog through it, man. It's getting close to this May, so I couldn't think the other day. SEC Media Day starts in August. I'm counting
No,
it
it starts in July.
Steve, July? Oh, boy, Steve, you made my day. That's 1 month earlier. I don't want to say the word from church, but thank you. Steve, real quick, I didn't know Kentucky had an ace. I couldn't get all the games this weekend. I kind of get feeds and cheat on it, but I missed that second game. But this going to LSU, Steve, every SEC team has a great pitching staff or pitcher. Tell me about LSU.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. I'm glad to hear that. But do LSU have a good guy that we might have trouble with this weekend, or what do you think about their pitching staff?
LSU's pitching staff is one of the worst in the SEC, statistically.
Thank you.
Statistically.
Go ahead, Steve. All right. Well, that's good to know, Steve. So I think that might help us out with our pitching coming around. You know, I think we're going to do great. I predicted we're going 5-1. So we already lost the 1, so we got to sweep this for my prediction. And, Steve, real quick, I'm going to get off here. The NBA, I'm with you, Steve. I don't know who coming out Cleveland, Detroit, but your Knicks, Steve, that's amazing shooting. Clarkson coming off the bench. I think the coach Brown, Steve, didn't want to do it, but I think the bench is what he's needing to use, and he's needing to go big with Mitchell and Towns in there at the same Cat. But I like what they're doing. I hope Anunoby gets back. And go Knicks, Steve, because the magic is out. Hey, have a great show. Go Gators.
Byron, thank you. I just looked this up. LSU doesn't have one of the worst. They're the worst in the SEC in terms of earned run average. 5.49, the worst in the league. Florida is number 2, ERA, and even 4. Only Auburn is better. Mark, welcome to the show.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Good.
I just got back from Phoenix, where I watched 3 of the most putrid New York Mets games I've seen in a long time. They were absolutely horrible, and it was embarrassing. They were shut out. They scored 4 runs the entire 3-game series. How bad is that? They were no hit through 6 in the last game. It was just absolutely horrible.
Yeah, they're bad.
Soto, I don't know what he does to earn his money. He certainly doesn't hit to earn his money. I think he's just there just to collect a paycheck. I don't think he actually cares about playing baseball.
No, I don't. I mean,
So
look,
total indifference.
Soto had a great year last year. Let's be honest. Go look at his numbers. They were really good. And the other thing I would say, is pitchers can afford to pitch around him, even though he's leading off, because they just don't have any protection for him. Lindor's hurt, so he's not in there.
Right.
And look at the batting average numbers of the Mets. It's horrible. So I mean,
we were laughing at it. They're all at Mendoza line level.
Yeah. So if I'm pitching, I'm not going to let Soto beat me. There's no chance he's going to beat me.
Yeah, it was really bad. So can't wait till next year.
Yeah, it's looking. I mean, look, there's not a lot of games that have been played. A lot of the season's left, but the way that they're playing, I just don't. I don't see it. I mean, obviously, Bo Bichette has not been what they thought he would be.
Yeah.
You know, and Robert, the other guy, they thought could do well. He's hitting in the 220s also. They're just not very good. They're just not.
I don't understand why Bo Bichette is so poor. He was great with Toronto.
Because he's with the Mets now. A lot of guys who are really good go to the Mets and all of a sudden go in the tank.
Yeah, must be all the heavy lifting I do with the media there.
I don't know. It's something.
All right, Steve.
All right,
Thanks
Mark.
a lot.
Appreciate you. Thank you. D, hang on. I'll get to you. We'll come back and take your call. You're listening to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jeremy St. Louis.
The fastball is hit out towards Serwick. Diving stop to his left. He gets to his feet, and that's going to do it. A dart over to Stripling, and the Gators have won a series here at home and have now beaten Kentucky in 7 of the last 8 series.
Make it a 9-6 final. The call courtesy of our partners at Learfield. Redshirt sophomore Caden McDonald, another stellar two-way performance. He tossed 4 1/3 scoreless and bashed a go-ahead 2-run homer in the 4th. Florida caps the regular season with a visit to Baton Rouge starting on Thursday. Florida softball preparing for the Gainesville Regional in the NCAA tournament. The Gators named a 6th seed on Sunday. They'll host Texas State, Georgia Tech, and Florida A&M starting Friday at KSP. First game against FAMU at 11 a.m. here on WRUF. And Gators women's golf are 1 shot off the lead as they play round 1 of the Tallahassee Regional on Monday. Florida sitting at 2 under as they make the turn.
Hey folks, it's Steve Russell for my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. They've been in business for over 45 years. That in itself says a whole lot. Take a look around you when you drive. Take a look at the car in front of you, alongside of you. There's a really good chance it'll have a Southeast Car Agency tag, just like my vehicle does, and many vehicles before that have as well. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you to the good people at Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
P.F. Chang's Gainesville is serving up incredible lunch specials starting at just $11.99. So if you're in the mood for Asian fusion cuisine, stop in for lunch today. And don't miss happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. with $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Make your next lunch or afternoon unwind unforgettable at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch and happy hour.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their Philly sub with fries, thinly sliced beef cooked to perfection and topped with peppers, onions and mushrooms, and provolone cheese on a baguette.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
Hey Gainesville, tired of big banks that don't know your name? Meet Galabank. Locally owned, locally operated. With over 350 years of combined experience, we're here to help our neighbors, not just customers. No call centers, no appointments necessary, no sign-in sheets, and anyone can cash a check on us. No extra charge. Local bank, local people. Galabank. Find us at 7515 West University Avenue off Tower Road. Galabank. Member FDIC.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardozo live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit.
The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Zach Albuquerque. Weekdays at 4, right here on WRUF.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. Don't forget, On Deck, coming up at 1 o'clock. We'll talk softball, baseball, Major League Baseball with you. In the meantime, let's go to our Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. D is there. Hey, D.
Hey, what's up, Steve?
Hey.
NBA, man. I'll start off in the West before I get to the East. OKC is about to end the Lakers tonight, so that's no big surprise. And now the San Antonio Minnesota series has gotten interesting, Steve, because Wemby got kicked out last night, and everyone's anticipating the verdict to see if he's suspended for Game 5. I don't think they're going to do it, Steve. I just think, Draymond Green, I think he stomped out Sabonis a couple years ago, and he didn't get suspended. So I think they ejected Wemby. That's his punishment. And I just don't think you could have a series swing like that just for an elbow. They gave him his punishment, so I hope the NBA, goes a little lenient on him and not suspend him for Game 5.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, look, you don't ever like to see elbows like that, but I've seen worse. So right. I agree with you. I think ejected should have been, right? And now let's go play Game 5.
Yep. In the East, Steve, Cleveland, saved their season Saturday. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come out tonight, because Detroit was, man, they were on the brink of taking it. But you got to give, Mitchell and even James Harden some credit down the stretch of that game, hitting those big shots. So, we'll see what Detroit has for them tonight. But your Knicks, man, Steve, I think Philly, after they lost Game 2, I think it was over, Steve. I think even Nick Nurse said, we put everything into Game 2 and, we just didn't come through. And then the Knicks is it's like Madison Square Garden over at the whatever they call that Xfinity Center, because, Steve, yesterday in that first half, that first half was just an extension of shoot-around for the Knicks. I mean, I think Kenny Smith illustrated these guys was wide open, just shoot-around type shots, and the 76ers showed no effort, got their heart took. And I tell you, one underrated thing about this series, Steve, is, Maxey was a dangerous player. He lit up my Celtics, but you got to give Mikal Bridges a lot of credit, man. Yep. They put him on Maxey, and his size and his length, I think, really disrupted him. I think he only had one game over his highest game was 25. Everything else was in the low to mid teens. So, Mikal Bridges gets a lot of flack, but man, he put Tyrese Maxey, locked him up this series.
He did, and I think that was key. One of the keys. I mean, look, I said this earlier. The Knicks are not going to continue to shoot like this. The law of averages says they're not going to do this. So they got to keep playing the defense they've been playing, which has been really good. And then, because they're going to have a game, maybe more, where, they're not going to score 140 points. They may score, it may be 98 to 93. Well, you got to win a game like that if you're going to advance. They're not going to keep, I hope they do, but law of averages says they're not going to keep doing this.
Yeah, well, Steve, if you get wide open shots like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't think
going to make these shots, man.
I don't think against Cleveland or Detroit that'll happen.
Right. Yep. Be good, Steve.
Appreciate you, D. Thank you. Yeah, it's just like I said. I'm just quietly. Nice job, Knicks, and I'm just trying to move along here. John, as a lifelong Mets fan, I'm interested for your comments on Bobby Cox's baseball legacy. Last week, tough for Braves fans with the passing of both Ted Turner and Bobby Cox. I got to meet Bobby Cox once. People forget this. Bobby Cox was a Yankee. And they had at a shopping center, they had a meet and greet with some Yankees. And I stood in line not knowing who Bobby Cox was. And I got his autograph. And I interviewed him once when I went to cover a Braves game. But look, his numbers, and I think the biggest compliment you can get is when other people talk well about you. And the Freddie Freemans and the people like that who have come out and talked about Bobby Cox, John, I think that says a lot. I mean, Ted Turner was quirky and, all that, but look what he did. And people forget Bobby Cox owns the record for being tossed out of baseball games. But when Freddie Freeman talks highly of you, I think that speaks volumes, and he did. Victor, hard to take away from Aiden King, but can a case be made McDonald's the MVP of the team? Not yet, because he's done this in a relatively short amount of time. King's done it over the course of the year. He's infused the life and confidence in both sides of the ball the team was needing. I agree with that, Victor, 100%. But I would still say because he didn't get the opportunity to do it, I wouldn't call him the MVP yet. Let's get text message, B&D Electric. Woody, looking at the records, I think the UF softball team got a pretty favorable regional. I agree. These look like good but not great teams. A little concerned about being paired up with Texas Tech. If we get to supers, love watching the baseball team scrap out wins. Maybe they're hitting their stride. Coach Sully needs a raise. Yeah, it's amazing when you win how all the criticism dies down. Pretty remarkable thing. Larry, we sometimes forget our UF athletes are also students. Softball, cumulative GPA for the spring of 3.52. Congratulations to those outstanding student athletes. Yeah, a lot of teams did very well in this academic year. So very cool. And then Dustin, tough, gritty wins from Florida baseball this weekend. International Diamond Center email. NBA, I'm starting to think it's going to be OKC and the Knicks in the finals, in my opinion. Those are the two best teams playing great offense and defense. I would like to see that. A, because my Knicks. But B, how do they match up with them? At the beginning of the year, I thought OKC had a chance to break the record for fewest losses in a regular season. That's how good I thought they were. They didn't do it, but yeah. And if you beat them, then you deserve to be the NBA champion. So we'll see if that ends up happening. We'll take a break, come back. More to come. Let's hear from you as we continue with Sports Scene. Don't forget, On Deck comes your way at 1 o'clock. Jeff and I will talk more baseball, softball, MLB with you. You're listening to WRUF.
Every pitch of Gator baseball, all season long. right here on WRUF, your home for Gator sports.
It's never fun being injured. And with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. Being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Thursdays just got a whole lot better. At Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, it's prime rib night, and it's everything you've been craving. We're talking slow-roasted, perfectly seasoned USDA prime rib, carved just the way you like it, served with a jumbo loaded baked potato and all the classic fixins. Simple, legendary, done right. This isn't just dinner, it's a weekly tradition. And hey, you asked, the head ball coach delivered. Join us every Thursday for premium prime rib night at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Come hungry, leave legendary.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Foodies, this is not a drill. Sensei Asian Bistro is now open in Celebration Point, right next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and it's bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. We're talking smoked New York strip, rich matcha curry, melt-in-your-mouth Chilean sea bass, and the fan-favorite Chunggang chili chicken. Feeling adventurous? Dive into fresh crudo oysters or treat yourself to A5 Wagyu tataki. Add in handcrafted cocktails, and you've got your next night out covered. Sensei Asian Bistro. Come hungry, leave impressed.
If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Morgan Wallen is coming. He'll be here. I must tell you, I know 0 songs by Morgan Wallen. So, but he's obviously very popular. So guess what? We're going to be playing his stuff as he comes to town here. And it's going to help the coffers around here too. So that's good. Welcome back to Sports Scene. Don't forget, coverage of Gator softball. In the regional, it begins Friday. Florida and Florida A&M. Coverage begins Friday morning at 10:30. First pitch at 11. Okay, again, coverage begins 10:30. First pitch at 11. And the regionals, of course, double elimination. And if the Gators win, we'll have Saturday's game beginning at 9:30 a.m. with first pitch at 10. So breakfast with the Gators, right? Yeah, going to be early. All right. Until we do the on deck, got to hear from you. 392-8255. Email srussell@wruf.com. Let's go to I have an International Diamond Center email here. Joe, there it is. You said the Gators moved up in the baseball polls. Where are they now ranked? There's like 700 polls, okay? The one I always subscribe to is D1 Baseball. I think they're the most accurate, and so I subscribe to them. Baseball America has them in the top 10. Florida's number 9 there. They're number 19 in the D1 baseball rankings, and that's the first time they've been in the top 20 in a while. So, again, Florida's won 11 of their last 15 SEC series dating back to last year. Pretty good. And remember, the game Thursday, we'll have it right here, is a night game with a struggling LSU team. Georgia, and once again, let's be honest about it. Georgia's good. But Georgia just hammered them. Where is LSU mentally? What fight do they have left? We will see. But it's going to be, Florida's got a chance here to, A, solidify hosting a regional. B, has a chance to get at least a first-round bye in the upcoming SEC tournament. So there's a lot to play for Florida, at least, in these last 3 games. And once again, LSU has 9 league wins. They would need to sweep Florida to get to 12 and probably win a game or 2 in the SEC tournament for the committee to look at them and say, okay, they're going to sneak in someplace. I think that's the minimum they have to do. Maybe more. So, I'm anxious to see what they do, whether they'll mail it in and just say, we got to concentrate on winning the SEC tournament. That automatic bid gets you in. Or they're going to try to win the series and go about their business in the regular way. We will see. Quick reminder about our friends at Gala Bank, a local bank. It's Gainesville's real local bank. They know your name there when you walk in there. They'll greet you. Locally owned and operated, over 350 years of combined experience here to help neighbors, not just customers. No appointments necessary, no call centers, no sign-in sheets. Anybody can cash a check with them, and there isn't any extra charge for that. Gala Bank's at 7515 West University Avenue off of Tower Road, member FDIC. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Top Jimmy, hello.
Hey, good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
I'm not sure I'm understanding your not hesitance, but your trepidation in regard to the Knicks. Here's a theory.
Because I've been a Knicks fan for a long time, and I know their history. That is why. Simply stated.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. If they get to the NBA Finals and don't win, what happens for Mike Brown? Because Thibodeau,
he stays.
You don't foresee, if they don't win the Eastern Conference Finals, him being.
I think the owner said we need to get to the final. Well, if he gets to the final, he stays.
The NBA final or the conference final?
The NBA final.
Okay. So what about the matchup? Whether it's going to be Cleveland or Detroit for them, how do you feel? How do you feel that matches up?
I haven't looked yet. Because first of all, I don't care at this point because they're not playing two teams; they're playing one. So let's see who comes out of this. Let's see how they're playing. Let's see how many games they play. Let's see how rested or tired or whatever they're going to be. I'm not looking ahead. The Knicks are going to have the advantage of having to rest. They can heal some injuries, maybe get Anunoby back.
Anunoby back. Yeah, good point. Good point.
So I'm not even looking ahead that far yet.
Okay, fair enough. And congrats to the Lady Gators getting their regional set up. You mentioned earlier Georgia's got the SEC locked up, correct? So
in baseball, yes.
Basically, in baseball, yeah. So they basically don't have. I mean, it's the wrong way to say it, but they really don't have anything to play for in their final series of the season.
No, I think there's some individual things. I think they have some players having really, really good years, and they're going to be a top 8 national seed. I mean, I don't know how they would not be, given when you win the SEC, that's a pretty important thing. So again, do they rest some players? Do they get their pitching set up? And once again, it's going to be interesting. When they go to Hoover, they don't have to win anything. So what will they do? Will they just throw down the line pitching because they know, because I saw Mississippi State do that personally when I was there. The year they won the championship.
And then they won the national championship.
And they threw nobody, and their fans freaked out.
Right. Back to your Knicks also. The 25 3-pointers only tied the NBA record. Is that what I saw?
I think that's right.
Who did they? I'm gonna throw out a guess. The Golden State Warriors, perhaps.
No idea. I haven't even looked at that.
I haven't. I didn't do any research on that either. And you said you were jumping on the bandwagon with the Buffalo Sabres. Appreciate the fact that you're doing that. The Anaheim Ducks did even their series with Vegas, and I'm thinking that's going to be one of the most interesting series. Now it's down to a 2 out of 3 between Anaheim and Vegas.
Yep. Look, I'm going to sit here and tell you, I don't follow those series much. I look and see who wins, but if you're telling me who scored, who didn't score, you could tell me that, Joe Smith scored, and I'd believe you. So I just don't. I'm looking at the result because my Rangers aren't in it. So, we'll see.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, there was a natural hat trick by the Vegas Knights player, Marner. Marner's his last name, Mitch Marner, I think it is, in the game the night before. Western Conference, it's OKC's basically that. They're going to close the Lakers out tonight, yes? I
would think so. Look, in my opinion, the Lakers wouldn't have beaten them with Luka. So I don't see them winning Game 4.
All right, great. That was the next point I was going to make. You beat me to it. Always a pleasure, Steve. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Top Jimmy. 3928255. Again, you can email the show, srussell@wruf.com. Cleveland's an interesting team. They always seem to be in the ashes and then rise up like the Sphinx. Just when you think they're dead, they come back. And I think Oklahoma City will be motivated by the fact the Knicks did what they did. Because now they can rest. They can wait to see. So I think that's going to really motivate them to take the Lakers and take them out. So I got an email from Art here. I have to get to it. International Diamond Center email. The Friday night game was one of the most miraculous wins in a while. I fell asleep. Me too. Props to the people who stayed for a 3-hour rain delay. That weekend, Giselle was here giving her props today because she sat through all of that because he was here producing the broadcast. So, yeah, I mean, I've been there, done that. When we had long delays like that, it's not easy sometimes. Dustin says LSU has some good hitters at the top of the lineup. The pitching's awful, like you said. Hoping we sweep to get to 18 SEC wins. Might be a huge case for super regional. Yeah, I mean, Florida has that in front of it. It could sneak into hosting a regional and a super regional if they were to win a regional. So, it's not easy to sweep in this league. I don't care if you're playing the worst team. It's not easy to sweep, and you're doing it on the road. That's not easy either. But okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, my bad. We'll take a break, come back. Chris Burke is going to join us here from the SEC Network. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jeremy St. Louis. Gators redshirt sophomore Caden McDonald continues to blossom into a two-way SEC star. Let's start with some mound heroics.
1-2 is out towards short. Lawson will surround it. Set his feet. Throw is good. And McDonald's done it again. Another 1-2-3 inning.
McDonald pitched 4 1/3 scoreless and hit the go-ahead 2-run homer to help the Gators secure a 9-6 series finale win over Kentucky on Sunday. They're off to Baton Rouge to close out the regular season later this week. For the 19th time in the past 21 seasons, Florida softball will host an NCAA regional. The Gators named as a 6th seed for the tournament. They will play Florida A&M University in the opener Friday at 11 a.m. You can hear all the action here on WRUF. And Florida women's golf are on the course in Tallahassee as they play round 1 of their regional event. The 3-seed Gators sitting atop the leaderboard with a 3-shot lead. The top 5 teams and individuals advance to the Nationals in Carlsbad, California.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
We all know the most exciting thing that can happen during a baseball game is a grand slam. Leave it to Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC and the Florida Gators to make it even more exciting. This year, at any SEC home game here in Gainesville, if the baseball or softball team hits a grand slam in the 4th inning, someone will win a 2-year lease on a brand new 2026 Chevy Trax. It's happened before. Will you be the next to win? Davis Gainesville Chevrolet and the Florida Gators. Now that's a hit.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville and you'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable, and when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Meta World Peace, what's up, man?
Nah, that's not my name anymore, thanks to Hard Rock Bet.
We're doing this again, are we?
Now I go by Meta over rebounds, under assists, Meta the first basket, free throw, Peace.
Huh, so you really can same-game parlay practically anything now on Hard Rock Bet.
It's the only place I play these days.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Scattered rain showers will decrease in coverage and intensity once the sun sets, but we have more rain in the forecast for tomorrow. I'm expecting at least 60% of the area to pick up on rainfall on Tuesday, and then we will see a pattern change. Highs tomorrow will only reach the mid-80s, with upper 80s in the forecast on Wednesday and 90s returning by the end of the work week. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Andrew Wolfak.
Gator baseball plays here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
We wrap up the first hour of Sports Scene today with one of my favorite dudes. You see him as a color analyst for college baseball on ESPN, the SEC Network. Chris Burke joins us now. Berkey, thank you for doing this. I couldn't wait to ask you this. Florida's going to Baton Rouge. They've got 9 league wins. So does LSU continue to do what they've been doing? Do they hold back and get their pitching for the SEC tournament? What do you think the Tigers will do?
That's a great question. One thing's for sure is Jay Johnson's not going to lay down. So I'm sure, thinking whatever he can muster from a big picture standpoint to try to make the stretch run interesting. By the same token, he doesn't want to lose home games. So that's an interesting question. I'm not sure how he'll play it, but I still think you're going to get a very inspired LSU effort, even though they're, by all intents and purposes, out of it. I still think you'll get a very inspired LSU effort. And don't forget, they did sweep South Carolina in their last home series. So even though Georgia handled their business against them this weekend, just a week ago, LSU was coming off a series sweep of South Carolina.
For Florida fans who maybe haven't seen LSU, I mean, you look, they're pitching unbelievably last in the league. Has that been their biggest issue?
Walks, yeah, and walks leading to runs. It's funny, they lead the league in Ks, or they did at least a couple of weeks ago. They might have fallen to second, but yeah, they've got a bunch of big arms, but a lot has been made about how they kind of missed in the portal with a lot of their position players, and all that's true. But it's a big piece of why they've struggled as well is the inability to consistently throw strikes. And some of that's the injuries. I mean, losing their Saturday starter, Cooper Moore. I mean, at the end of the day, I tell this to people all the time. If you take somebody's second best pitcher, and Cooper Moore is arguably their best pitcher, but you take any program in the league and say, like Georgia, you say, okay, Hayden Aoki and Daniel Jackson's hurt. Well, Georgia would still be in the tournament, but they wouldn't be 4 games up on the league.
No.
And so you take Jake Brown, and Jake Brown played half the year, but like Jake Brown and Cooper Moore only pitched, I think, 3 conference weekends. So, every team, even the best of teams, you take 2 of their 4 best players off the field and it can change everything. And so that's a big – I think if this LSU team still had Jake Brown and they had a healthy Cooper Moore all year, they would have been a 14-16, 15-15 type of SEC team, my guess.
Isn't it funny sometimes over the course of a year, Chris, when a player like a Caden McDonald comes out of nowhere and gives your team a lift, and he's giving them a lift on the mound and at the plate. Pretty impressive thing, isn't it?
It's amazing. And you see it every week, but it feels like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like he's pitched better since they've started letting him hit.
Yes, he has.
You know what I mean? Like, he was pitching fine, but now all of a sudden, like Oklahoma, he was dominant. Yesterday, he was dominant. You just got to wonder if there's a sense about him right now where he's just kind of sticking his chest out like, I'm really good, Like, I'm a really good player, because that's how it feels watching him from afar right now. And it was, 4 years ago where Sully pulled tags out on us?
Yep.
In late April, and it was, 2 years ago where Ashton Larson made his appearance in May, and it's just, I joke with Sully all the time. I'm like, you're the only guy that saves secret weapons for the last quarter of the season. But he's done this a few times now, and it's really remarkable.
I remember going to the SEC tournament a few years ago when Mississippi State won it, and Florida played them, and they didn't pitch anybody, and they got 2 and out because they knew where they were going to be a national seed, et cetera. Do you think Georgia will do you think anybody here at the tournament will pull that because they know where they're going to be seated and where they're going?
Well, I tell you, this year, the difference with this year is that, now the tournament is single elimination.
Correct.
So the top seeds don't have to play. Some of them don't have to play till Friday.
Right.
Which is wild. So with that in mind, and Georgia is very non-traditional with their pitching anyway. It's not like that Mississippi State team where they got Will Bednar and he's a bell cow starter. It's a very modern kind of. They have a lot of what you would almost kind of call openers.
Yep.
Volchko has been kind of their guy, but like there's been plenty of weekends where he's been pulled in the fourth. So I don't think it presents that big of an – like I guess what I'm saying is last year if you'd have told LSU like Cade Anderson's only – and we've seen this a lot. Hey, Cade Anderson's only going to throw 60 pitches. Well, that really changes the calculus on how you would have felt about them winning the SEC tournament, right?
Yep.
With Georgia, if West says, hey, I'm only going to throw this guy one time through the order, that doesn't impact really much of their season winning formula at all. So Georgia's still, their offense is just so extreme. The only thing that would change Georgia's being the favorite there is just the ballpark's big. And if you got, for some reason, cool temperatures where it played really big and somebody could keep them in the yard, maybe that would keep Georgia from being the favorite. But I don't see anything at this point that would keep me from picking Georgia as the odds-on favorite to win that thing.
I always appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for doing it. We'll see you over at Hoover, if not sooner.
Okay, you got it.
You got it, Chris. Thank you. Chris Burke, SEC Network, that sports scene. Don't forget, Jeff and I've got On Deck. We are on deck next as you listen on WRUF.
Gator baseball is in full swing, and the road to Omaha runs through WRUF.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate